Hey guys, so what you're about to witness here is some grade A USDA approved foolishness between Sean O'Brien, the president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, and Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. So let's just watch this and try to enjoy ourselves, and I'll give some context as we go along.
Now, let's talk about Mr. O'Brien himself, his behavior. As everybody knows, and it's here in the last time, him and I kind of had a back and forth. Appreciate your demeanor today. It's quite different. But after you left here, you got pretty excited about the keyboard. In fact, you tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. Sir, I wish you was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company myself, and my wife was running the office, because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours.
Okay, so here's some context. This is taking place November 14th. I'm making this video November 19th. I don't know when, but I think it was less than a year ago. This isn't the first time these two have confronted one another. Like I said, I think it was less than a year ago. So what happened, it was another Senate hearing, and Mullin was asking O'Brien, who you haven't seen yet off screen, have you created jobs? Have you hired people? Have you fired people? Have you written checks? And O'Brien's answer to these were no. So Mullin presented himself as this kind of like small business owner, entrepreneur, creating jobs, right? The self-made man. Reality of it is Mullin inherited his father's plumbing company when his father got sick. So Mullin is kind of one of those people, born on third, thought they hit a triple. And that's what O'Brien is referencing, the fact that you did not create this on your own. Did Mullin grow the company? Yeah, he grew the company, and then he sold it. And probably a lot of those jobs that he helped create, he done away with them when he sold it, but it is what it is, right? So that's what O'Brien was referencing. And by the way, yes, we are having a Senate hearing, and we're talking about mean tweets. Let's continue.
Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every poll?
No, sit down.
No, that was not CGI. A 46-year-old man just stood up to challenge a 51-year-old man to a fight in the middle of a Senate hearing. That just happened, guys. Over mean tweets. Let's continue.
Sit down. Okay. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't,
This
no,
is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and bullies. And that's what-
I don't like you, because you
Hold it.
described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic.
Yeah.
You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you, and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet.
Hold on.
You challenged me to a cage match,
No,
acting like a
sir.
12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse me.
Hold on.
Hold it. No, excuse me.
Okay, so let's provide some additional context here, guys. So the International Brotherhood of Teamsters is a labor union consisting of 1.3 million members. You'll see the gentleman behind Mr. O'Brien. They are members of the Teamsters. O'Brien is now posturing to the people he represents. That's what all of this is. The tweets was posturing. His behavior now is posturing. You're going to see that he continues to be antagonistic to Mullin, Who does Mullin represent? Well, he doesn't just represent the state of Oklahoma. He's a senator. He represents all of us. If you pay federal taxes, you're paying for his salary, right? Now, Mullin is going to bring up some good points here, but he's going to undercut his points. And I will address some of those points in a bit as he brings them up. But yes, you're seeing that. And O'Brien is intentionally doing this and will continue to do it. Let's continue to watch. Continue. Let's continue to watch.
I will say exactly.
Senator Mullin, I have the mic. You have questions on any economic issues, anything that said, go for it.
Daddy
We're
Bernie
not
got
here
to
talk
break
about
up the fight.
physical abuse.
You brought.
We're not
him
talking
in.
about, of course I did.
And let me show you his hearing, because I want to expose this thug to who he is. And
Could you not point at me? That's disrespectful.
I don't care about respecting you at all. I
don't
people
respect
that I
you at all.
respect. So
All right, hold it. No,
And he doesn't really care about being disrespected. He's just trying to push him. Also, you can't really sit there, point at somebody and call somebody a thug after you try to start a fist fight with somebody. You could say, well, didn't he say anytime, any place? No, when you stand up, you're like, come on, man, really? Anyway, let me go back to this. Okay.
You're one of
now,
100 of the most
hold
elite
it,
people.
please.
Act it.
Please. All right? This is excuse me. This is a hearing to discuss economic issues. All right? If you have questions for Mr. O'Brien or anybody else on what he has said, go for it. But we're not here to talk about fights or anything else.
I'm quoting exactly what he said.
You can
and
say
this
what
is-
you want,
This
but-
is your witness
This
you
is
brought.
my
And
witness.
I'm exposing him
You can
as a
talk
person
anything
who
you want.
he is. So
But
in
no fight-
2013,
Nope.
in 2013, O'Brien was suspended by the Teamsters for intimidating your own members. In 2014, you were part of, what would you say, organizing the harassment and intimidation of the Top Shelf crew.
Chef, not chef.
Top Chef, okay. And then, and I think in the reports they said sexual, racist and homophobic slurs and death threats. 14 tires were sliced and 5 Teamsters were arrested. And you said, well, I had nothing to do with it. But however, in that same statement you said, but if I get called to testify, I'll plead the fifth. This is a witness you brought in here. And
Okay, so those are some good points. Now, to say some things about the unions, first of all, I'm pro-union and pro-labor, but the history of unions in this country, to be honest, is a bit of a mixed bag. Now, your 40-hour work week, your weekends, your minimum wage, all brought to you by unions, right? I don't think it's a coincidence that over the past few decades, wages have stagnated and the power of unions have decreased, right? But there is a history of exclusion of minorities and women and discrimination and intimidating of other workers who aren't in unions. And he's pointing this out. So at this point, Mullin has the opportunity to hold this guy accountable, right? He's the Republican. We know, go back to the statements of Reagan in the 80s with how he handled the air traffic controls union. The Republicans haven't been friends of unions at any point, and they've especially... They take pride in weakening the unions as much as they can. So at this point, Mullins brings up the statements that O'Brien has made. He's using his own words against him. And he can hold O'Brien accountable by simply saying, now, can you justify those statements? Can you explain those statements, right? Because even though that's not why they're there, it's supposed to be an economic issue, the state of labor. But he can do this, right? This is a good point. So let's see if he does it. Spoiler alert, no, he doesn't.
2017, you were removed as lead negotiator by then President Hoffa for UPS for your actions. And then in 22, when this guy was elected, what he said after he got elected was he wanted to bring the mob mentality back to the Teamsters. This is your guy.
And you're obviously going to give him a chance to respond to your questions.
Absolutely, because this is my question. Because you called...
He's going to hold him responsible here. No, he doesn't. I already gave a spoiler. My bad. Okay. Other point, guys, while I'm interrupting myself, O'Brien is like 4th generation union. I think 4th generation union leadership. He's been bred to do this. He knows what he's doing. Mullins is trying to play chess with a checkers mentality with this dude. And you're going to see it.
me out. I didn't call you out.
Yeah, you did.
You said anytime, any place.
That's
what you
that,
said.
let's get the record straight.
Ms. Hold it, no.
Hold on.
Senator Mullin, do you have a question for the witness?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that's what
let's
I'm getting at.
hear it.
So, anytime, any place.
No, that's not,
April is a charity event.
no,
for-
that's not,
No, it's a, sir, he said it, and this is my
He is
time,
here to
and you
tell-
didn't set
no.
parameters on what the questions can or cannot be asked, and I'll ask.
No,
the
you're not
question.
we're not gonna be talking about,
Yes, that's what's going on. Checkers with the chess mentality, chess with the checkers, chess with the checkers, man. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, point being is that, yes, he is bringing up a fight. After he laid those facts down and he's like, answer these questions, he goes back to trying to get into a fist fight with this guy. I'll say something about that in a second.
about
we understand.
physical confrontation.
Oh, this is about charity, for a union charity, because this
This
is for firefighters.
Do you have a question on his testimony?
April,
Grow up,
April
will you
next
please?
year.
You have
grow
a
up. You're an
question on
embarrassment.
his, let's not be,
You said it.
You're an
You
embarrassment.
said
You're
it,
an
and I'm just
embarrassment.
simply answering it.
You
Senator
reached
Mullin,
out
go
to
hold
your
it,
buddy-
hold it.
I-
Senator Mullin, you made some charges.
Charges?
Mr. O'Brien, do you want to respond to
Yeah,
the
go ahead,
question?
please.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality of it is, you know,
Accept my challenge, tough
Mr.
guy.
Mullin, tough guy.
Answer, hold it, answer the questions.
All right, you all want, he
Please.
made a lot of statements, right? And his statements are fiction at best.
Fiction, I read them.
Can he answer?
What?
Oh, answer the question, please.
I can't understand him, to be honest with you. He rambles so much. What was your question, actually?
Well, you said I made a lot of statements.
No, but what's your question? I don't understand your question. Can you repeat it?
You said anytime, any place.
What's your question?
Accept the challenge.
What challenge?
You said anytime, any place. I'm accepting yours, so why don't you come
What
back?
challenge? What challenge are you talking
April
about?
30th. How about we do it for a charity at the Smoking Guns in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
We're not going to be
what was the
talking about
challenge?
physical
What was the
Oh,
confrontations here.
You want to fight me?
What do you say by anytime, any place?
Let's have coffee. Discuss our differences.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
All right, well, let's sit down and have coffee.
Let's
I
do
love
it.
you.
I'd love to.
But
It's
the,
funny how you're backing out.
Okay.
I don't back on anything.
You did.
You're the one. You're a 100.
Senator-
Should be the most influential people in this country making changes.
Senator
You're
Hassan-
focused on.
Okay.
You're
Thank
focused
you.
on
Why did you-
debate
Thank you.
that's not even
Fine.
relevant.
Text
You're an
me and they got-
embarrassment.
The UPS driver, the faces he's making.
An embarrassment to the state of
this
Oklahoma.
hearing is about the condition of the working class in America.
You
That's
brought
what
a
we're
thug
talking.
into this.
You're the biggest thug here.
You brought him in.
All right,
You're the
being-
biggest thug. Even
Look,
your
I don't know
colleagues call you
Why
a
you do
joke.
what you're doing, Senator Hassan?
Thank you very much, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Hassan, you got a
Senator
question?
Mullin, please yield. I've been recognized
No,
by the chair.
you got it.
Act accordingly.
now-
Microphone's yours.
Okay. All right, guys. So, first of all, I think I cut out the PBS News Hour logo. Shout out to PBS. I didn't do that intentionally. I used their material. Support public broadcasting. I do. Give the NPR, PBS, all of that. Okay, some things here. So, I don't think I mentioned this. Background. This is like the third time I've recorded this because I've had problems. I'm just going to power through now. So now I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't said. You know. Mullins. He has a little bit of an MMA background. I don't think I mentioned that already. So about 15 years ago, he was part of this league in Oklahoma. It's about as amateur as you can get and still be considered professional. He has a 3-0 record. He fought the same guy twice, spent less than 10 minutes in the ring. 10 minutes more than I have. Now, here's my thing, guys. And if you do mixed martial arts, don't be offended by this, but I'm going to say something. So I did martial arts for a little over a decade. I started out in Taekwondo, then I did some boxing, and then I did grappling. I was basically a sparring partner for people who are more serious than me because I don't like getting hit, right? But a lot of these guys, they have kind of a wish I would mentality. Like I wish somebody would do something with me so I could use this stuff. This guy is a huge ball of insecurity, this Mullins guy. He really is. So I'll say this because I don't know how many people know this. The Senate, we have 3 branches of government, executive, judicial, and the legislative branch. The legislative branch is 2 houses. You have the House of Representatives, that's 435 members partitioned by state based on population, and then you have the Senate. every state has 2 senators. So we have a total of 100 senators. That's why if you heard O'Brien mention being 100 people, you're the elite. And that is the case. This guy belongs to an exclusive group of only 100 individuals. So like the Senate, hate the Senate, whatever, but he is an elite. He can try to paint himself as down home folksy, whatever, but he is the elite. To show you how powerful the senators are, they are in the line of succession of the president. At least one senator is. You have the vice president, you have the Speaker of the House, and you have the Senator pro tem. So this man is one of the most powerful people in the country. And with that power, what does he do? He gets into a hissy, mean girl social media argument with this guy. We can hold O'Brien accountable, but here's the reality of it. We don't elect O'Brien. His members of his union do. And if it's any indication of the people behind him, they're probably happy. But the real winner of this was the UPS driver behind him. That guy was having the time of his life. Every time I've seen this, it's kind of like it's gotten sillier and sillier and more disappointing because, well, this is where we're at this stage. So probably have more to say, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to end it with this, actually. And what I want to do is I kind of want to follow up with something very short. So this was filmed on November 14th, and the next day, Senator Mullins, I may have said some other names. If I refer to the union leader as Mullins, my bad. Mullins is the senator. He does his rounds with the conservative news agencies or Fox News, some other ones, right? Here's what he said. So he kind of kept going back to this whole thing of like, I'm representing Oklahoma. I'm representing Oklahoma values. Yeah, sure, buddy. Oklahoma values. Yeah. Okay, let me just finish it with this, okay? On November 15th, Mullins justified his actions in an interview saying, it's silly as stupid, but every now and then you need to get punched in the face. Listen, mother, I don't pay you with my money from my taxes for you to go up there and punch people in the face or talk about punching people in the face. Because guess what, guys? We paying these people. And then they wonder why they're so unpopular. I don't pay you to punch people in the face. I pay you to make laws. I pay you to come up with policies. But this is what we got. All right, so let me continue. When asked whether any Senate rules allow for 2 consenting adults to, quote, duke it out, Mullins claimed that lawmakers used to be able to cane. And what he's referring to there is when Representative Preston Brooks beat Senator Charles Sumner on the House floor. So to give some context here, this happened in 1856. And Senator Charles Sumner was a member of the recently founded Republican Party. Because guess what? Back in the day, the Republican Party was woke before woke was a thing. The Republican Party was founded to end slavery. They were the original, the ultimate social justice warriors. And man, how have times changed? So Preston Brooks beat this senator because basically Preston Brooks was a slave owner from South Carolina, and Charles Sumner was trying to take his slaves away. Preston Brooks, probably having a whole lot of practice beating his slaves, decided to beat the man who was trying to take his slaves away. The reason I bring this up is because that's who Mullin is identifying with in that little comment. He's identifying with the slave owner who beat the guy who's trying to take his slaves away. I'm just going to say this. When you find yourself identifying with a slave owner who beat a man who is trying to end slavery, you may find yourself on the wrong side of a whole bunch of other issues.